Imagine spending $600,000 in 1 year on marketing and then finding out at the end of the year that 75% of the money you spent of 600 grand was essentially lit on fire and produced nothing because of this one big hole in the operations of your company. Now, this is a true story from a conversation that I had back in February with a roofing company owner. Very, very established roofing company owner, by the way. He's been doing this for about 20 years. But he found this hole, and I realized that this hole exists in very many. In fact, I would argue most roofing companies are hemorrhaging cash because of this one missing link. And they're not only hemorrhaging cash, they're missing this massive pool of sales opportunities. Meanwhile, there are companies that have adopted this AI tool, many of which are talking about this in our community, RSRA, about how they're using this and the results they're getting to make many, many, many more sales every single month. And this tool is going to do that for you. My name is Adam Bensman. I'm really excited to have you here. Welcome or welcome back. You may be noticing a shift in the content here on YouTube since I started back in 2015. And the reason for that is I am no longer just the sales guy. Why? Because sales is one part of the business puzzle. And what I never really chose to use my platform for was my passion on thinking, becoming the most powerful thinker in the industry that helps navigate the obstacles that we face, adopting technologies and applying constraint theory to accelerate businesses with small, tiny improvements over and over again. Because what I'm seeing happening in the roofing space is both horrifying and exciting at the same time. And I'm seeing a level of sophistication come in that we've never seen before in roofing. And that's a combination of the homeowners we serve becoming more sophisticated because of the information they have access to, including AI. We see the level of sophistication happening with AI and technology development. And we see the level of sophistication that's coming in by way of injection from private equity. And literal billion-dollar CEOs are bringing a very high level of sophistication. And I'm seeing that roofers that continue to think like roofers will become obsolete. And those who raise their level of thinking will raise their level of success. And this divide between those that are riding the wave of change and leading it and sharing together what people are doing because it's happening so quickly, well, they're going to be the ones that win big. These folks are going to lose. I would predict everything. In fact, I wasn't planning on sharing this, and I'm a little afraid to do it, but my prediction is that over the next 5 years, 30% of roofing companies will go under because of all of these changes and people not being willing to change, not prepared to change, and being stomped out by the level of sophistication. So raise your level of thinking and win. Now let's jump into this video, shall we? Roofing sales is personal development in disguise, and the reward for growth is life-changing. I hope my content helps you create a richer life and bank account. All right, so let me explain the $600,000 a year story, and then this will tee right up into the tool that you should be using. This roofing company that I talked to is an owner in February. What he found out was that the leads that he was getting after he analyzed them, 75% of his leads came in after hours and over the weekend. And guess who he did not have answering the phone? Anybody. No one was answering the phone, which meant those leads that came in either online or over the phone went untouched until someone was back in the office. Now, there's a lot of different studies out there, and I wish I could cite the exact one. Maybe you can find it in the comments. But the data that I remember and what I keep hearing talked about by many people is that if you don't make contact with a lead within the first 5 minutes, the chances of you ever even making contact with them again drops by 80%. The importance is speed to lead. And that, my friend, is where AI comes in. But what's spooky is that in April of 2024, I did a spoof video, an April Fool's joke video. It was the only spoof video I've ever done on my channel. And I said that this new AI phone answering thing and lead generation and salesperson that could qualify, blah, 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 was here. Well, guess what? A little over a year later, when that was just a moonshot, like made up fantasy, is actually real. So for those that are thinking AI is like, I'll get on it later. No, because by the time you get on it, even another week, things will change. So the tool for you to use is an AI answering service that provides speed to lead, a service that can qualify prospects, understand what the problem is, make sure they're in your service area, and book them into an appointment. These tools exist. In fact, if I jump on Facebook, I feel like my newsfeed is a new company each and every day There's a gazillion of them. And in this video, I am not going to recommend or endorse a specific one. Why? Because we even have some of our members that have developed their own. You can do this. You might want to just create your own. You might want to use one. In fact, I just got an email from someone I used to work with years ago, back in 2018, when I was a part of a marketing team for one of the fastest growing financial technology companies. And this guy's name's Mike. He reaches out to me with an AI tool that can take your voice or my voice, and train it to make outbound calls within seconds of a lead coming into your website. Now, I know that there are people here that are going to be spooked and say, I don't want to use AI. Customers won't like it. Well, guess what? If you upset some people, it's the nature of doing business. If you go door to door, you're going to upset people. But if you have a tool that can answer the phone and convert them into an appointment instantly, what you will gain will far outweigh what you will lose or the risks. Now, it's important that you test these tools, right? Secret shopper them, challenge them. There's plenty of things that a good company will walk you through. But the point is that if you don't have someone who can answer the phone, you're losing money. So at the very least, what you need is an AI assistant to answer the phones after hours and over the weekends to convert those appointments on the spot. And I want you to imagine right now what that would be worth to your company. How many leads that would come in that instead of you having to chase a day, 24 hour, 48 hours later, would end up getting converted so you show up in the office with a set appointment to run. What would that be worth? And then now what I want to ask you is, what is this idea worth? Because high-level thinkers put a value on an idea brought to life. And if that idea, let's say it only books, one appointment every 2 days, that's, a lot more deals, 26 more deals that you get in a year. By the way, I think it's going to do a whole lot more. What's your average sale price? 26. You could be looking at a $500,000 pickup like that. If you have higher lead flow, this could be $1 million plus opportunity for you. And as a high-level thinker, you need to look for these ideas of, okay, that one little tweak I can plug into my business. That's a quick fix. This is how we make tiny improvements in our company for massive growth. And that's what we do together inside RSRA. So I hope you like this video. I hope you start using an AI tool. And if you want 18 other ideas of ways you can use AI in your roofing company, jump right into this video and I'll see you in the next one.